Ho, ho, folks. Welcome to yet another of my Beard Owl Anthology series. And in keeping with the holiday spirit, on account of the fact that Christmas is just around the corner, you get to enjoy a very, very special episode from this time last year. That's right. It's when the Robinson gang all gathered in a room to talk about Weird Al's Christmas songs. So you get to listen to me, Russ, and Zakk talk about Christmas at Ground Zero, the night Santa went crazy, and overall just have a ho, 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 ho holiday good time. I said a lot of hoes there, but I am Santa's favorite hoe. But with that, I hope you enjoy this. And just so you know, I'm going to be coming at you very shortly and after the start of the new year, where we are going to kick off our look into the album Even Worse. I've got some fun guests lined up. I've got people even saying they want to come on for maybe even more than one episode of this particular series. So who the heck knows what's going to happen? But I know that it's going to be a very, very good time. So be on the lookout for that coming up once we get into 2026. Can you believe it? I don't know what I'm going to have to do on this show when we get into 2027 on account of the 27 of it all, but I have a whole year to figure that out. Anyway, enjoy the Robinsons having some goofy holiday fun last year. Bye. Ho, 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 everybody. Welcome to the
First,
beer...
whoa.
What?
What did you just call me?
Not you.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you can't call him that.
Wait.
What the
She
heck?
called me, you, and at least one other person.
You're calling Belladonna?
I'm not going to virtue signal right at the top of the episode, but I wouldn't call somebody that.
Whoa.
Well, this is already starting to sound like a kind of conversation that you would have at a family Christmas. So, welcome to the Oops All Robinsons Christmas episode of the Beard Owl podcast. The podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al. And as alluded to, all the Robinsons are here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Lauren. Hello.
Hello.
Russ, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And Zakk is also here.
Hello, it's a rare episode that I'm here. I'm in Jacksonville to see you guys.
Episode indeed.
Oh, here you go. And the rarest of all things occurring, because it is Christmas, Russ and I are splitting some Mad Elf from Trogs Brewing, which is what happens on this show at Christmas time.
So I'm not anywhere. I used to think of myself as a beer snob only because I hung out on the west side of Michigan a lot, which
Sure.
which I think is fair. When you have access to the headquarters for Bell's and Founders regularly, I feel like you can kind of be I'm a bit of a beer snob, somewhere along the line, I tried so many different beers that I just was I don't know, there's too much. I know the basics and that's it, right? I backed myself down from being a snob. Trogs is the type of brewery that I would go around bragging about to people.
Yeah.
I would be have you been there? And if they're no, I'm you have not had beer then.
That's true. It's this is very much a Christmas tradition. It is not Christmas for me until Mad Elf happens.
It's such a good beer.
It's such a good. So Trogs Brewing in Hershey, Pennsylvania, not sponsored of this show
Yet.
Whoa.
I know.
Big thing is on the
But
horizon.
I'll tell you what, I will say that Mad Elf is the beer that has appeared on this show more than any other beer. Every Christmas. And at least once on an off season where it was just well, I've got this. And if you hear any squeaking, Belladonna has a toy because it's the holidays and we're here doing what we're doing. And actually, we don't even really have much of a game plan for this. What is happening? What are you saying?
You want me to shut the door?
No, don't shut the door.
We don't have
care.
much of what the kids are calling an agenda.
No, we don't have an agenda. The show is very agender. I don't know what that even means. But basically, we're just going to hit some of Weird Al's Christmas music and just kind of talk about it. We collectively kind of listen to all of Weird Al's Christmas stuff together as you do, because it is Christmas time. So this is not anything that we prepared extra for or anything like that. We just said, well, let's listen to these because we like them.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to talk about them. So first on the docket, going chronologically in my brain here, is the Christmas at Ground Zero, which is off of 1986's Polka Party album. And for a lot of people, I think a lot of this is very age dependent, but there are so many people for whom this is like the quintessential Weird Al Christmas song.
I feel the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I think most people think it was The Night Santa Went Crazy first. Me personally, I think Christmas at Ground Zero is orders of magnitude better than The Night Santa Went Crazy. And I will die on that hill, I will explain in depth why throughout this conversation.
That's why we're here.
But I think that if you talk to the average Weird Al fan or the casual Weird Al fan, and you go, "Did you know Weird Al did a Christmas song?" I feel like 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, "Yeah, The Night Santa Went Crazy." I think even casual fans know that song.
What about the business casual fan?
The ones in the polo?
Yeah. They know The Night Santa Went Khaki.
Oh, that's good. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm not going to lie. That's a zinger.
That's
a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
The Night Santa Went Khaki.
I expect at least one comment from Noah acknowledging. Oh.
Noah, acknowledge him.
But yeah, I feel like most Weird Al fans, I feel like casual Weird Al fan. Let me put it this way. Are there any fan-made videos for Christmas at Ground Zero on YouTube?
No, because there's an official video for Christmas at Ground Zero.
You think that's what's holding people back from making videos for Christmas at Ground Zero?
I don't think that's necessarily what's holding people back. I'm just saying.
Zakk has his hand raised.
So in this song versus song, I'm a little bit biased because The Night Santa Went Crazy is one of the first Weird Al songs I heard.
Okay.
See, it is for a lot of people too.
And I love it. It's easily
I don't
top
dislike
10
it
every
at
time.
all, to be clear.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it at all.
You just
If you're doing a one-on-one battle between this and Ground Zero for Weird Al Christmas songs, I think Ground Zero destroys Santa Went Crazy on every level. But I think more people know The Night Santa Went Crazy. And I can't say why other than, like I say, if you go on YouTube and you go look for videos, there's an official video for the one, and then there's a lot of fan-made videos for the other.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing, and I'm not arguing any of this. I'm just saying that
Well, is it a family holiday unless there's arguing?
no, it's true. Okay, how about this? If you're making a Christmas playlist and you want to slip a Weird Al song in there,
I would put on Christmas at Ground Zero because it's orders of magnitude better than the other.
See, I would put Night Santa Went Crazy every
The
time.
Night Santa Went Crazy does not sound like a Christmas song.
you're gonna notice it.
I mean, yeah.
Look, if we have a playlist with like the classics, right? Your Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby,
Bing Crosby.
you know, all that, right? All the stuff. You can throw on the night Ground Zero in there, and no one's going to notice unless
Okay,
they're
yeah,
paying
I
attention
see
to
what you're
lyrics.
saying.
You
You'll
put-
eventually get someone being like,
You
what
put
did he just say?
you put Went Crazy in there, and as soon as it starts, people are going to be like, "This is not a Christmas song. It doesn't sound like a Christmas song.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
It sounds like a Soul Asylum song is what it sounds like." Which is weird because on that same record, he does a straight up parody of Soul Asylum. So
Yeah.
ever since I bought Bad Hair Day, I've been like, well, but why though? Why does that sound like Soul Asylum?
Oh, Santa, why?
I ask the same questions as everyone else.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fair. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, I think I'm going to sneeze. Maybe. Yep. Woo.
Bless you.
Thank you.
How appropriate for Christmas time and blessings.
It's true. It was a Christmas blessing. It might happen again. Yep. I don't even know.
I've been double
Also,
blessed.
Yeah.
also, I'm not trying to be rude, but is this the second time that you're calling names? Did you just say a Jew?
Whoa.
You know,
Whoa.
like in the middle
I thought this
of
was
a
a
Christmas
family
episode.
friendly,
Yeah.
family friendly Christmas
Do you know what I'm
episode.
saying? What is happening right now? What
I think this is Beard Al going R rated.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Is Edge about to walk in?
Maybe. It's a little weird.
It's a little weird. I mean, we're still coming down from last week's BFYTW takeover where we actually had curse words on the program.
Program.
On this program. Yeah. So, okay. So let's seriously talk about Christmas at Ground Zero for a little while.
It's wonderful.
Again, just because chronologically, it comes first. It's the video for this song is the first music video that Weird Al directed himself, which I think is very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the old footage that's in it is kind of
disturbing.
It's disturbing, and it's also telling you the kind of thing that's to come 10 years later on the Weird Al show.
Yeah,
with the little educational films and stuff and that.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing that you experience in the visual cavalcade that is a massive Weird Al Yankovic show. So I'm like, okay, this makes all of the sense in the world. The song itself, I think the way it starts and the way that it ends is absolutely brilliant.
I think the bridge is the best thing in it.
Go on.
The everywhere the range of falling, but then
that baritone saxophone.
Yeah, that's like how this guy reached into the annals of Christmas music and was like, here's a thing that sounds like it's like his Christmas pastiche. It sounds like every single Christmas song while still being original.
Yes.
Which is my number one complaint against Santa Went Crazy is it doesn't sound like a Christmas song at all.
Right.
Right? This song sounds like every single Christmas song you've ever heard, including the bridge, and completely different at the same time.
Yeah. It harkens back to that golden age of Christmas songs, which before we started recording, you were kind of talking about, and I feel like that's an important piece of context to kind of throw into this,
Yeah, well, I saw a YouTube video, and this is going to be like wildly barely remembering and sort of quoting it, but it was a YouTube video about like why we only have one set of Christmas classics, because like for like 1,000 years, people have been singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" and Sleigh Ride and Silver Bells and all that stuff. And it's something I never thought of until I saw the title of the YouTube video, and I was like, yeah, why do we only have that? And it's basically because of war, and the U.S. government went to the record labels and was like, hey, you need to come up with these songs that will make people forget that we're at war and that they're all depressed and their brothers and sisters and sons are dying, and so the record labels, of course, never one to have anything to do with morals, were like, yeah, right on it, we'll get right on it. So they had stuff like Silver Bells and Santa Claus is Coming to Town and White Christmas and all that junk written. And then the idea was like, oh, okay, well, we'll cheer the nation up at the same time and we'll make a bunch of money, right? And then by the next year, the World War had ended. And so they were like, hey, do you want more Christmas songs? And the government was like, no, we're good. People are good now. Like everybody who died, who's going to die, they're dead. So like, we're good now. And so people were just like, oh, well, I guess we'll listen to all the Christmas records we bought last year. And the record labels, again, never wanted to be like, like, hey, let's do the right thing. Just started reissuing them like crazy every year. They'd be like, oh, hey, remember, you need to buy this, And then years later, you'd end up with things like the Elvis Presley Christmas record, which is like incredibly famous. And everybody else in the world's done a Christmas record. But they would all just do the same songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why like one gets through the cracks like every decade.
Yeah.
Or so, because people are like, oh, here's a good new Christmas song. Nobody's motivated to write new ones because the green is in cutting the same old music that made all that money the first year.
That makes a lot of
There's
sense.
no green in going, hey, I'm going to write all these new Christmas songs. So even like, for example, tonight we were making dinner. We were listening to Kelly Clarkson's Christmas, and she has what I would think is the latest that has become a standard, like other people do underneath the tree now. But that record has a built-in safety net of like, here's this song, but then here's all the other ones, just in case, right?
Yeah.
Like in case that didn't become a hit, right?
Yeah.
And even the gold standard for the past 20 years is Mariah. That record, no one knows the rest of that record, but it's all the usual Christmas standards, right?
Yeah.
and it was launched on All I Want for Christmas Is You, but the safety net is there in case that didn't become a hit. They could be like, but it's her doing Silver Bells. You know Silver Bells, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So that's any Christmas record that's come out. Like Zakk, before we record, you were talking about Michael Bublé. Same thing. He's got a couple of like newer Christmas songs, but no one remembers them. They remember what that record was anchored on, which is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And, or as Jimmy Fallon's impersonation of Michael Bublé, the jingle bells, overpronouncing all the words.
Yeah.
Jingle bells.
And thus finishes me impersonating Jimmy Fallon, impersonating Michael Bublé.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so for me though, and this is probably putting too much on the shoulders of Christmas at Ground Zero, but this is how people could do it if they wanted to. If you wanted to write a new Christmas classic, it's not that hard. Like Weird Al made a song that sounds like every Christmas classic you know of, except he just made it about blowing each other up.
Yep. I at some point on this program, somewhere in the nearly 5 years that the show has existed,
In the annals
of Beard Al history, I said that this song is "Walkin' in a Nuclear Winter Wonderland."
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, that's fact.
That's
The only gripe I have against this show, this show. Well,
you hate
no,
it.
no. I
plenty of
have a
gripes.
laundry list of gripes against this show, starting with the fact that on this very program, someone called me a ho 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 when it started, and then
Right off the
there
bat.
was some Jew talk, but the only problem I have with Christmas at Ground Zero
Mhm.
is the quality of Al's vocal. If you're going to do a Christmas song, why there isn't a wall of reverb on his vocal that sounds like like I'm looking for like Ronnie Spector, Darlene Love, like.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like if you listen to, and I know, the Jew thing, the Christmas Time for the Jews.
Yes, from Saturday Night
Darlene
Live.
Love's
Yeah.
vocal on that is produced
Yes.
perfectly.
Yeah.
That's the only complaint I have at Christmas at Ground Zero is Weird Al sounds just like he's singing Living with a Hernia or Addicted to Spuds off the same record.
Mhm.
Like they needs like that wall of reverb on his voice, and it would be chef's kiss. It would just be, that's the only reason you if you put it on a Christmas playlist, the only reason anybody in the party would do the RCA dog, like at some point somebody would be like getting the candied bacon and they'd be like, wait, is it? The only reason why they do it is because the vocal doesn't sound like a Christmas vocal.
That's okay. That's totally fair.
Mhm.
Totally fair. So now, Christmas music, subject matter wise, I find myself, hearing a lot of Christmas songs, and even
you say to yourself, self, because that's a lot of people. That's what she goes by here.
Yeah.
Self. Oh.
the topic of a lot of your classic go-to Christmas songs, not so holly jolly once you really start thinking about them. Okay.
Well, that goes back to
this.
Oh.
I found myself in a little rabbit hole actually earlier today. I mentioned Walkin' in a Nuclear Winter Wonderland, but we know the song Walkin' in a Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
The actual song. That's probably, now that I know what I know, one of the most depressing Christmas songs that exists. Because the lyricist was a man, born and raised near where I grew up, Northeast Pennsylvania. He contracted tuberculosis in the early 1930s.
Nice.
And wrote the lyrics to Winter Wonderland whilst looking out the window of his room at the sanatorium at Central Park in Honesdale, Pennsylvania.
But I would argue that's how a lot of love songs are written. Like someone who is longing for something.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy literally sitting there being like,
man, I wish I could walk in the snow.
yeah, like, and I mean, it's a love letter to the holidays.
Yeah.
Careless Whisper. We were just talking about how
We
George
were.
Michael wrote that when he was 16.
Also, it's pronounced Careless Whisper. But,
Whisper by Wham.
by Wham.
But Yeah, we were just talking about how it's somebody longing for something, and he's very much trapped in his sexuality at the time and learning.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
he's
hindsight,
longing.
yeah.
Yeah, but like it's a very much one of the best love songs ever written. But I just thought, yeah.
But yeah, it's that someone sitting around longing for something,
Yeah.
and it doesn't like as a person who grew up in a home without celebrating Christmas, that's a thing that I would never understood till years later. Like when you know what the origin of that song is, you're like, oh, like for example, I never missed anything to do with Christmas. Like when I grew up, everybody would always go, "Oh my God, it's so terrible. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, how do you get by?" And I was like, "Well, we just go and love each other all year."
Yeah.
We do this like crazy thing where we like don't go. Oh, I have to buy you something, or like we have to put that up for the neighbors. Like we do this crazy thing where we just like buy each other things because we think of each other all year. And but I never knew what it was like to like long for the holidays. And when you listen to something like that, you're like, wow. And it's in many ways it's the same thing where a lot of the most Christmas music is like the basic theme of most Christmas music is we're not thankful all year. We should probably stop and be thankful right now. That's the basic theme of most Christmas music, right? Even if it's not preachy, even if it's not outright saying that, that's what they mean, right? And that one is like just this side of, boy, I wish you would enjoy this because I can't, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So to that point, Christmas at Ground Zero, even lyrically, is not far off from what your average Christmas song actually is.
No, it's just more on the nose.
It's slightly more on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this terrible thing is occurring. Let's try and put a positive spin on something for what we do have.
Yeah.
I think of it a little more cynical. I think it's a very even if the world was ending, commercialism would matter more still.
Because it's the 80s.
Because you got to remember, this came out in what, 85,
Six.
86? Yeah, I don't know why I always think of Polka Party is slightly earlier than it was. Anyways, yeah, well, I mean, if there's what's the thing? The lyrics going to escape me, and I'm not going to get it right. We'll go see the new mutations on.
Oh yeah. Well,
like people still being like, well, we'll all go do this big thing, because that's when I was having lived through it. Nothing about the holidays in the 80s had anything to do with togetherness or love or anything. All of it was like, you all need to buy. I mean, go to YouTube and look up a Cabbage Patch Kid rush, or you know what I mean. This had nothing to do with loving your kid so much. You just wanted to prove to your kid that you were better than other parents,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the deal with that part at the end of it is like, even after everything blows up, no one will care about everyone else. They'll just be like, oh, neat, we're all going to go do this other thing together.
All the new mutations.
I'm going to be the first to see the new mutations. That's how I take it.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. What do you think, Zakk?
So what year did Bad Hair Day come out?
1996.
So these are exactly 10 years apart.
That is correct, sir.
Weird Al said, let me circle back to Christmas.
10 years later.
I feel like that's why they take a different tone as well, because it's a different time period that both of these songs are being released in. I feel like that The Night Santa Went Crazy has a little bit more of a upbeat message-ish. I mean,
You are going to have a hard time justifying that.
So I feel like it's a less about like screw you because of commercialism, because it's not 1986 anymore. And don't get me wrong, the 90s weren't, I wasn't there, but from what I know, they weren't much better. But I feel like it is a lot more just of a fun song than a statement song, like Christmas at Ground Zero is with commercialism.
I think I know what you're trying to say, and I agree to a certain extent. I think that The Night Santa Went Crazy is more of a straight up parody of the topic of Christmas, whereas I think Christmas at Ground Zero is more of a statement.
Yes. I feel like that was more. I feel like The Night Santa Went Crazy was more of a parody of Christmas and Al having an idea and thinking about how to flip something on its head rather than I'm going to make a statement about how Christmas is about commercialism.
Yeah. This all makes sense.
Fun fact, when The Night Santa Went Crazy came out, I was mildly offended by it for at least like a year or two. And not like, oh, yeah, Santa just shot, oh, no, he got the German Luger. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not like easily offended. I grew up near Royal Oak, Michigan. And the Royal Oak Post Office is where the term going postal comes from. Like, that was literally the thing where the guy like walked into the post office, a post office worker walked in and made a lot of people sad that day at the want to avoid the censoring. And that happened in the early 90s, and I lived 10 minutes from there. And yes, a lot more worse things have happened since then. That's all of our fault. But at the time, that was still a very fresh thing. And so the idea of someone losing it, and even if it's Santa, and yes, I understand humor. At first, I was just like, "This isn't that funny." And then to cap it off was they all got jobs at the Postal Service, and I was like, "Not cool, dude." Like, I was really unhappy about this song for like a year. And I want to be clear though, like, you know, I understand how the world works. Like, I'm not still mad about that. I understand humor. I get that, you know, in the time since I've become a big fan of a comedian named Anthony Jeselnik, who has a whole bit about how there's no such thing as too soon, which I totally agree with. But at the time, for like a year, I was like, boy, that new album's awesome, except for that shit at the end.
Oh.
But I want to be clear that it has nothing to do with my thoughts on. I still, all the way across the board, I think Zero is a way better. I mean, Zero's about everybody dying.
That's
so,
true.
Like, I can't.
It's
Yeah.
annihilation.
But I feel like it's just overall, it's still the better song. But for at least a year and a half, I was like, not cool, dude. You know. But again, that's, you know, proximity. You know,
Right.
People across the rest of the U.S. didn't have the same way.
That same.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know,
Did not.
like, unless you lived near the McDonald's where that happened in the 80s, you weren't like, you know, upset when someone said that about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just, if anything, I think it was the first time that I was ever like, I don't think Weird Al meant that to come out the way it came out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
you
the
know
al-
he no.
No, I know. Well, I know. Yeah, but I didn't know any better at the time. So, anyways, I think the biggest offense The Night Santa Went Crazy commits is it doesn't sound like a Christmas song. It's about Christmas. Oh, well, it's not even about Christmas. It's about the symbol of Christmas and things going awry.
Very
but
right.
it's not. It's just not a Christmas song to me. I think just because it has Santa in the title doesn't make it a Christmas song.
That's fair. And you know what? We can revisit this on the flip side of these ads.
Oh, dear God.
Ooh.
Ads, you say?
Ads.
Boy,
Yeah.
I sure hope the things that I Google regularly when I post on social media about the opposite don't come back to haunt me in these ads in just a couple seconds.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are you calling me dumb now? God, come on. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, I'm Pantsless Aaron.
This is Stevie.
And I'm Augie. And we are BFYTW, a podcast all about playing games and having fun. Our games are usually based on British panel shows and game shows, but we'll play anything that captures our attention and imagination. Why? It's right there in the title.
You'll never guess what the F stands for.
And we're back.
Man in the can, get back in that can.
I'm attempting.
Have you ever, Zakk, and I realize I'm using Showtime for this. Have you ever seen the thing, the reason why we do that, and we're back?
Oh, we're going to show you that when we're done here.
There's a whole Saturday Night Live sketch with it's Jimmy Fallon and Ben Affleck, and they're doing competing radio shows at the same time. This is like before your time, but that's how radio used to be, was the whole like, we're back, WRIF 101, and you're listening to, you know, the Wild Man, Ricky, and, you know, his friend Dave, and whatever, you know. And
Dave and Chuck.
you know, before them, there were more talented people before Dave and Chuck called Drew and Mike. Anyways,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a brilliant SNL sketch. We'll get there. that sends up all of that at once, and you'll see is and we're back. And
Yeah.
the other one is, and you'll get it when you see the sketches. The man in the can, get back in that
Yeah,
can.
so, I mean, I think most of you listening to this know what we're talking about at this point because we do it.
Yeah, but
all
also,
the
wasn't
time.
it fun for them to hear me explain it to my child as if he's never seen it?
I love it. Well, as if, because.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
I took them on a wild ride.
It was a
You know
wild
what I'm saying?
ride.
I think you think that's going to make a noise, and it's not going to.
You don't know. I'm trying to pull a cork out of a beer bottle.
Oh, it did make a noise.
Oh, my.
It's okay.
Give
I
you a little
popped
Shawn
the cork
Michaels treatment there.
On a bourbon barrel aged Mad Elf, once again from Trogs.
Straight from
From
Pennsylvania.
Trogs, but also, can we take a second here to talk about the world's best dad and the world's best father-in-law?
Yeah.
Because why do we have that, Trogs, down here?
Because I have the world's best dad and you're the world's best father-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does he hand deliver them?
No,
No.
he takes his extra time and wraps them up gently, I assume, lovingly for sure, and sends them to us every year.
Mm-hmm.
What a great guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Best grandpa in the world.
That's- I
He's
know.
pretty awesome.
You gosh darn right. Sorry about my language.
No
That's why they let
worries.
him into the vault.
That
Well,
is
it's,
what I love it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that means.
What? So where were we at? We're moving squarely into the night Santa went crazy.
Yeah, sure. Because you were.
Well, you guys take it because I have nothing but bad things to say.
Well, no, you were talking about why.
Don't
I don't
say
even
anything at
dislike
all.
it. I don't dislike it at all.
Sounds a hell of a lot like you do.
I know it does. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it. Like, I don't think of it. If you were saying to me, does Weird Al have a Christmas song? The very first thing I would say is, yeah, Christmas is Ground Zero.
And yes, I get what you're coming from there. I get where you're coming from because it sounds like a Christmas song.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing to have when you're looking for a Christmas
When you're
song.
looking for a Christmas song, yes.
You're like, wow, that Beatles song sure does sound like a Beatles song. Yeah,
Sure
that's
does.
great.
Sure does. I'm just trying to. I'm comparing the labels.
Let her mumble. What were you saying?
No, she's fine. I think that I'm always gonna look at The Night Santa Went Crazy through rose-colored glasses because it was
Because
one of the first ones
you
I heard.
Right. Mhm.
But I feel like if you put both of them together and you said pick which song you're gonna listen, if you picked one Weird Al Christmas song to listen to forever,
Mhm.
I'd pick The Night Santa Went Crazy every time.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I'm nuts.
But I also,
Weird Al was
also I
nuts.
should back up and say something. I want to make this clear. I think The Night Santa Went Crazy is a fantastic Weird Al song.
Yes.
Like, I love that song. That's a great song.
It's fab.
I have nothing against it. I just, if we're going to discuss these two songs, though, and I would argue, I want someone to come at me and tell me, how do you think The Night Santa Went Crazy sounds like a Christmas? You know, it doesn't sound like a Christmas song.
Yeah, it's got a. There's a.
I think it has
shocking
Christmas themes.
jingle bell.
Yes, it sure does, including the word Santa repeatedly. It doesn't sound like a Christmas. We established earlier, if you put one or the other on a playlist of quote unquote regular Christmas songs,
The Night
you
Santa
can
Went
get
Crazy
away,
would
you
stick
can get
out.
away with
Yeah.
one and not the other.
And we had this discussion not too long ago, and people be covering this now on Christmas albums, and it's absolutely not a Christmas song. My favorite things from The Sound of Music: raindrops on roses and whiskers on kitten.
That is not a Christmas
It's
song.
not a Christmas song, but
But
people
again, people cover it on
people
Christmas
cover it on
records,
Christmas albums.
But it doesn't
all
even
the time.
look like it doesn't even sound like
But
a Christmas
these
song.
are a few of my favorite.
Boy, somebody sure is
things.
getting all uppity about things that don't sound like Christmas songs. It would appear that the shoe is on the other arm.
My, how the turntables.
My, the
No.
turntables.
You want to know? A song that's not a Christmas song, but sounds like a Christmas song. It might just be because I watch Elf every year. Pennies from Heaven. That song is a Christmas song.
It's because you watch Elf every year.
That song is a Christmas song. And it,
No,
yeah.
it's an Elf. It's what you want
Ah,
to say.
that song. It sounds. I feel like it has the Christmas sound. But that's because I watch Elf every
No,
year.
I understand. Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned this, so I'm going to swing it back to Christmas
Swing
Ground
it.
Zero. Permission to have people cover Ground Zero on their Christmas album. People be covering each other all the time. Kelly Clarkson covers Home by Bublé. Bublé covers, everything that was done before him. Why has no one, come on, like, they gotta know it's funny. I would argue, and I think you and I were talking about this earlier. I would argue that Kelly Clarkson probably doesn't even know Christmas at Ground Zero exists.
For sure.
Like, it's just not in her bubble. Well, no, it's just not in her bubble. I'm sure she lives in a very I know of rock stars, I won't say their name on the air, who literally their managers don't let them have their phone, like they're like children.
Okay.
So these people live in a bubble. She probably doesn't even know that song exists. I feel like if she did know it exists, she would be like, I am covering that on my next Christmas album, y'all. Right?
Y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all.
And I wish someone would. I think it's gross that more people don't know Christmas at Ground Zero.
Oh my God, I'd love to hear Michael Bublé do it.
Anyone.
Well, it's Christmas at Ground Zero.
What I will say about the it not being in people's bubble, so a lot of people,
Bublé.
Bublé, hey, bubbly,
And they're bubbly.
ham and bubbly, but I feel so. There's one of my friends who I'm going to the Weird Al show with you guys.
Yes.
I've been introducing him to more Weird Al, and it's like almost every other song he'll hit immediately. Like, what's the name of the song I'm adding to my playlist? Because it's just not in his bubble.
Mhm.
Like, the majority of Weird Al's catalog is not in his bubble.
His oeuvre.
And so when he's listening to it, he's immediately latching onto it, which is what I feel like is what you're saying that people will do. And that's like the majority. I wouldn't say the majority, but the majority of people I know in my generation
for sure.
for Weird Al.
Yeah. I mean, we're fighting the same battle on this one.
Yeah.
And we're approaching this is really interesting, and I like your perspective on this, honestly, because I live in my own space where, like, I don't trust you if you don't know and love Weird Al.
Well, when you were saying you live in your own space, I was going to say 3 years ago, would you have agreed with me if I said that anyone is making good pop music of the younger generation?
No,
How do you feel about that today?
you come at me about Sabrina Carpenter,
Right. So people live in their own.
Their own space,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And so I still very much part of my personal bubble is like you have to know and appreciate Weird Al. Other like who are you if you don't? Like, that's not right, you know.
Right, but what I'm saying. Go ahead.
I was just saying that, like, what Zakk's perspective on this is interesting because you're not going to associate with, like, bad people.
Yeah.
But this is not part of their lived experience, and I appreciate that you're, like, saying, like, no, hey, this is a cool thing.
Yeah.
And that's a good litmus test for those that accept it and those that don't.
And I say this is the best part that I say, at least in my brain, to make it make sense with Weird Al. There's a difference between being ignorant and stupid.
Right.
Yes.
Because you can be ignorant and learn, and you can be stupid and not learn.
Yeah, if you just look, well, now we're just flat out defending Weird Al, but
Well, hey, you know, we're in a safe space to do that.
if you, okay, I recently played one of my favorite Weird Al parodies for someone who knows next to nothing about Weird Al and, like, doesn't really understand what he does. And I was like, I think you'll get it with this. And I played Confessions Part 3.
Yes.
And they were like, oh my God, that was hilarious. And I was like, okay, let me take this a step further. Did you know that, like, him and his band, like, this is not karaoke. Like, him and his band, like, recreated the entire song, and he wrote all the stuff, and he's doing all the harmony. So, like, whatever you think of Ursher, like, him and his band redid that and made it, like, brilliantly funny. Okay, now apply that to Paradise and Teen Spirit and White and Nerdy and all this other stuff that you know of, and then know that there's like 10 times that out there.
Yeah.
And this dude was like in our backseat. It's the whole thing. We were running around town with a bunch of out of town folk, and he was like, dude, you blew my mind. Like, he was like, I never thought about that. And I was like, So you get that, and then you get people that are like, yeah, but he's just making fun of stuff. It's dumb. That's stupid.
Yes.
That's
That is
stupid.
exactly my point. People who accept it, like, once they've accept
I mean,
Al,
you don't
and-
even have to like Weird Al. Like, you don't, like, it cannot be your thing. Like, if you're like,
Yeah.
okay, but we already have Confessions, so why do we need Weird Al's Confessions?
Yeah.
And that's okay. But, like, to not go to not admit that there's brilliance there, that makes you an idiot.
Yeah, because Weird Al is insanely smart, and there's like if you listen to a Weird Al song, I could have done that. No, you couldn't.
Right.
No, you couldn't.
So to bring it back to what the episode is, the topic of the episode.
Ho,
here,
ho, ho.
let me ask you
Stop
this:
calling us that.
which is your all-time favorite Weird Al Christmas song, and why is it Christmas at Ground Zero?
Well, it's not.
Remember how we were just talking about ignorant and stupid?
Well done. Well done. Well done. So, Zakk, I will say that The Night Santa Went Crazy I heard before I heard Christmas at Ground Zero because Bad Hair Day was my first Weird album. So I absolutely knew and heard Christmas at The Night Santa Went Crazy and all of that stuff. And the first time I saw Weird Al in concert, he performed The Night Santa Went Crazy, and he ended up, there was snow, but it was bubbles.
Oh,
And he did the extra gory version, and I very much remember sitting there in the front row in Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which happens to be where Trogs is brewed. And I said, the extra gory stuff is happening. And I remember sitting there being like, I know this song, but these aren't the words that I know. So I very much had like a crazy like moment with it. Cause
yeah.
you know, it wasn't, Santa's doing time. It's Santa Claus is dead.
Oh,
And have you not heard the extra gory version?
no, I'm not.
Oh, well, we're going to have to take care of that also.
Our reaction video that is
Coming out tomorrow,
wait, this episode we're recording right now is coming out on
Friday.
Okay. So yes, tomorrow morning
Yeah.
turn into our so that's the version, and you'll see in the reaction video we didn't know which version it was going to be, so both of us are like, oh well, and then you'll see the moment that we're like, oh, it's the extra gory version.
The extra gory
I
version
like
is
the
actually
regular version
on,
better, but go on.
Medium Rarities, which is we have it on
Mhm.
Squeeze Box,
Ooh.
which is half the reason I married him, you
Yep.
know?
Lauren
Yeah.
married me just to get the box set.
It's right there.
I know.
I remember when you got that box set.
I had to order it like 7 months in advance.
I thought I still think it's one of the coolest like packaging for a box set ever.
It
It
won
is.
the Grammy for packaging.
Zach's over here trying to do like 7 episodes. He's like, also, we're going to talk about Squeeze Box. For a
Well,
little bit.
I will tell you this much.
Well, I'm only here so often. I have to
Yeah, I
squeeze it
know.
all
And
in.
he has
I know.
And
so
I'm not
much
doing
to
Coke
say.
this episode. I'm not doing Coke
I
this
put
episode.
one in the fridge for you.
Oh,
Do you go get a Coke?
okay. I'm gonna do Coke on that. It's got it. Hold on.
Yeah, no, we're
Yeah,
we'll,
go
we'll
ahead.
chit chat while you. It's on the top shelf of the fridge.
Ooh, top
We're
shelf
gonna-
Coke.
Top
we're
shelf
gonna
Coke.
talk amongst ourselves. What were you saying?
I don't even know.
Oh boy.
I lost my train of thought.
People listening to this are like, you were talking about this. Like they're like
Yeah,
raging.
they're like, what, Lauren, what were you talking about? I don't know. The differences between the regular version and the
Yeah.
extra gory version.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't go into great detail because I want him to be surprised.
No, I'm not
when
going
he-
to go
Top
into
shelf
great
Santa
detail.
I
Claus Coke.
strongly prefer the original though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
First of all, I don't think the verses are super well written
Okay.
on the extra gory version, and also it just is a thing to be a thing.
You feel like it's just done for shock value?
I don't think Weird Al does much just to do it, and that to me sounds like he did it just to do it.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Crack that Coke can open. Heyo.
Doing Coke. Santa
Yep.
Coke.
Santa Coke. You see
Santa
why?
top shelf Coke.
Top shelf Santa Coke. Ho ho ho.
You're gonna offend somebody.
I know. I really am.
Can I ask this?
No.
Isn't it time for a third Weird Al Christmas song?
So, on the next episode of this podcast,
Weird Al's going to debut it? Holy crap!
Oh,
Everyone you know should hit subscribe and share.
right now. Share with a CH.
Yeah, share.
Right.
Nobody hit share. On the very next episode of this podcast, we're going to have our two friends, Bob and Chris. Chris from the Trivial Warfare podcast, and Bob, who
Bob from our friendship.
Bob from our being friends with us. And no, Bob's one of the biggest Weird Al fans I know.
I agree. Bob takes Weird Al very seriously,
Very seriously.
and I love it.
I do too. So we're actually going to have them here to the house to record the next episode of this show. And
In
it is
person.
about the 5-4-3-2-1 holiday New Year's Eve polka that Weird Al did with Jimmy Fallon on Jimmy Fallon's latest holiday album. So we are going to talk about that. It is not a Christmas song. It is a polka about New Year's Eve.
So it's a holiday song.
It's a holiday song, but it is not a
take it.
Christmas song.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. We're going to have things to say about it, I'm sure. But I agree with you. I believe that we are far overdue from a proper Weird Al Christmas song, because there is so much he could do. There's so many Christmas tropes that he hasn't touched yet. He can do so many things.
I think that I think it was the most recent polka he released. Really showed how long it's been.
Yeah, it's
since
been 10 years.
Yeah, how long it's been, because like I was listening to it with one of my friends.
Good.
And he was like, "Holy crap, that song came out like a long time ago." One of the
Yeah.
songs, I can't remember which one of them it was, but he's like, "Holy crap,
Well,
that song
he's
came out forever ago."
Covering a decade of music in one polka.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, it's been that long since he released music." I was like, "Happy" by Pharrell was still a big thing when he released music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh my god, that really puts into perspective how
Yeah.
long it's been."
Well, because the latest polka, Polka Mania, ends with "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift, which is from her 1989 album.
That's pretty sure that's the
and that's
song.
the oldest song.
She's put
on
out
the
4
polka.
records since then. 2 of them were good.
At least 4.
No, 4.
Really?
Yeah, and 2 of them were good.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about Taylor Swift.
No, we don't have to. I'm just
Good.
saying that the polka ends with the.
Well,
Shake
it'll
It Off.
sure help you in the algorithm if you say her name a lot. So
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Travis Kelce.
Oh no, she just showed up.
Ah!
Ah! Is that what? No, she's not
wait,
Beetlejuice.
hold on. No, she doesn't sing any better in person than she does on the record. You know, living in this house, what do I say? What do I say every single time she's forced on me on my phone?
Still
Please
mildly
stop
talented.
feeding me information about this mildly talented white woman.
That's what I say every single time.
And it's fair.
And I don't dislike her,
No, she.
but she's just not that great.
So
Weird Al should be as or more popular than she is.
I agree.
You are the only person I know. I've seen you on YouTube when you're scrolling through YouTube, like hit the not interested stuff, and you still get fed that stuff. You're the only person I've ever seen that does that.
Yep.
And the algorithm, I think he just wants to play with you. It's like, hey, I know you don't like this person. Here you go.
Well, my thing, it's not even that I don't like her. It's that there's only so many times I can see the same fake surprise face, or so many times I can see, there's only so many times I can see the same shtick. Like, and again, I say this to you all the time, as a person who like loves the Monkees and loves the Beatles and MJ. Like, I can't get on a high horse and go, I don't like manufactured pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't but you've gone too far with her. Like, you got to get her out of my face all the time.
Oh, no, trust. I get it. And I feel like, she hasn't done any Christmas music, has she?
Hopefully
that
not.
I'm aware of. Hopefully not. Good
Yeah.
Lord. In a world where
Target
Kelly
would
Clarkson-
buy all of them.
In a world where Kelly regularly sings Christmas, I sure don't want to hear.
I'm just saying, like, she's one of those few people that's been around for as long as she has.
She will.
that
Oh yeah,
hasn't-
don't worry, it's
She
coming.
will.
You just summoned it. She heard the idea. She's like, oh.
Oh my God. I'm really sorry. I need to remember that I need to use this platform for good, because I conjured into existence the Weird Al movie on this show.
You did.
We brought forth the 4K
Eat it.
eat
Or
it.
Eat it.
Eat it on the show.
Which came out before Beat It in 4K, which is gross.
So.
but happened.
The estate is.
Well,
Oh, yep.
look at, see, so what we have done here is exactly what we set out to do here.
Mm-hmm.
This is rooted in a discussion about Weird Al's Christmas music, but it was ultimately just like you're hanging out with us, talking about music at
On
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You were part of the Robinson family get together.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Huzzah! So we're gonna put a pin in this. We're gonna wrap it up here. But I want to leave people listening to the show with a couple well wishes and ho ho hos. I've said ho 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 too many times. But no, seriously, I get that, the holiday season is a lot, and it can be a lot for a lot of people. And hopefully this has been a bit of a light for you for whatever it happens to be. And just know that the show is still here. We're going to continue bringing you some wonderful, magical things as we get into 2025, the new year. We're going to finish up our Dare to Be Stupid deep dive. I've got some pretty fun guests lined up for that. Lily Hirsch is going to be back. Jeff will be with us, and he will probably talk some about his Weird Al burlesque documentary.
What a fun name.
I know. He's the man. He's the man. And yeah, we got some fun things happening on the B side of Dare to Be Stupid. And then who knows? Who knows where we go from here? We're just gonna Dare? I guess we're gonna move into Polka Party, right?
Say, what do you mean? Who knows?
I know.
Party's next.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Polka Party, so we're gonna talk about Christmas at Ground Zero again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
if we play your cards right, it could be Christmas in July.
time, or it could be Christmas in July, or it could be around Christmas time, depending on how things go.
Yeah.
But anyway, do either of you gentlemen have anything that you'd like to add here at the end for the people listening at the holidays? No,
just you and I have watched more than a few Christmas movies recently that have left me with more Grinch than Christmas spirit.
Oh boy!
And no, this because a lot of what I see in these Christmas movies, as a person who grew up without Christmas in his home, a ton of what I see in these Christmas movies is like entitlement and you owe me and expectations. If you're listening to this and anyone who's like, oh, you have to bring this to the party because so-and-so, said so, or you have to do this or put this up on your house because, other people will be, no. It's the season of giving. So at a bare minimum, other people should be giving you grace and acceptance and forgiveness. And people shouldn't say to you, oh, you're just going to ruin the holiday for, Miffy and Biffy if you don't do this, that, and the other thing, or you don't make this cake, or, no. Tell Miffy and Biffy that they are going to ruin Christmas for everyone else if they don't give me grace and forgiveness and love and acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I hope for people. I hope that people understand that, like, sometimes showing love means setting boundaries, and don't be afraid that at the holidays you're not going to get love from people, because the people who love you unconditionally are going to love you unconditionally. They're not going to say things like, you have to put this up, or you have to bring this, or you have to give that. So, and if you do have in your circle only people like that, then come be part of our circle.
Yeah, we've got a very open circle.
So, because I just don't,
Yeah,
I have no forgiveness in my heart for people who make other people feel like they owe them anything, let alone love.
I love your perspective on Christmas, by the way, and thank you for saying that, especially, because for you, we're making Christmas what we want to make of it, right?
We do this crazy thing where we love people.
Yep. Just where they are.
We've not said to anybody,
William,
that you owe us
William
this, or
Joel.
you have to do this, or, oh, it won't be Christmas if you don't jump through these hoops for us. Like, no, I assure you, it'll be Christmas. I assure you, it'll still be Christmas.
Yeah.
So I just, if you are in a position to where you feel like you are not having, receiving the love that you think that you deserve, you're probably not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you should examine your inner circle. And if you need to expand that, then talk to people like us or anyone else in the world who is ready to see things from a different perspective other than what they've been told to tell others to expect.
I love it. Yeah, life shouldn't be stressful. Christmas shouldn't be stressful.
But it often is.
It
for
always
a lot
is,
of people.
and it shouldn't be. That's part of the thing in The Night Santa Went Crazy. It's like finally this dude was like, all right, knock it off, the whole world.
You're expecting too much of me.
Mm-hmm.
This is enough.
And
This
I know
is
it
enough.
sounds crazy to me, but as you know, I grew up without Christmas movies, and I've watched one more than a few where I've been like, Y'all are the worst.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We just watched that.
that.
The other. That's the one that.
That's the one
That's
that
what I
broke
grew
him.
up with. That I
No,
didn't
F
grow
those
up
people.
with. I didn't grow up with my whole life, and I watched a movie review of it, and then I went and watched it. I was like, it can't be that bad. And I watched it. I was like, what the hell?
Everybody in that movie that's not Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Also, how
They're
do you get
just
a movie
trying to
that's
enjoy their lives.
Yeah. How do you get a movie with that much star power and then do nothing with it?
Yeah.
Like that movie was a
Well,
big
that's
nothing
what
burger.
Christmas has become. That's the thing. They made that movie for the times. People are like, yeah, everyone. Anyways, you should cut us off, or else I'm
I'm
just.
going to cut
People
you
are
off.
going to be
and
like,
I'm
wow,
gonna
what
say,
a
you know
fun
what?
Christmas
You know what?
episode that
You
was.
guys, if you take nothing from this,
Be
take
nice
this.
and kind to people, and actually be nice and kind. That's my message.
Be nice and kind to people. Actually, be nice and kind, and watch Hot Frosty.
Yes.
Yeah. Please watch out for us.
And that we're all, a
It's
bunch
such
of
garbage.
3 ho-ho-hos.
We're the ho ho hos. All right. Merry Christmas from the Beard Owl Podcast.
And
What?
in the words of Smokey Robinson, Happy Chinaka.
Oh, happy Chinooka. Yeah.
Merry Christmas from the Robinsons and the Beard Owl Podcast to you.
And Smokey Robinson.
And Smokey Robinson.
Happy
He's the
Chinooka.
Robinsons.
One of us.
Wait,
One
have you
of
never seen a
us.
picture? He looks just like us.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's true. Okay.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.